The main resource for coping is to recognize whether my sympathetic or parasympathetic nervous system is dysregulated. And depending on which one it is, I use a specific set of coping tools from there. For example, the parasympathetic nervous system can be calmed when using a very gentle pressure. And so we can help regulate it by using a harder pressure. And it's the same with the opposite. The sympathetic nervous system is calmed. The parts are calmed when they are exerting a heavy pressure. And so to help regulate it, we do the opposite of what calms it. Calms the parts related with it, and so we would use a very gentle, soft, light pressure to help regulate a dysregulated sympathetic nervous system. And then it's the same with tactile stimulation, soft things versus more like abrasive things, and using that knowingly. Like the parasympathetic nervous system can be calmed, parts can be soothed with something soft. And so to help kind of bring balance, we can do the opposite of that. And so I'm exploring this more and more and kind of seeing what fits this mold of, okay, the parts get calmed with this, but to help them not be out on their own, we'll do the opposite, basically. And so I'll be using these concepts to create worksheets for my Healing Journey Homeschool program. And so when the sympathetic nervous system is dysregulated and the alarm's going off, right, in the brain and the body, something's wrong, it is not helpful to have like a loud speaking voice, because that signals to the brain and body that there is danger. Because the only time you really need the ability to exert your voice really loud is if you're trying to scare somebody away, or like scream for help, or exert your voice in order to save yourself, basically. And so when the sympathetic nervous system is dysregulated, we can tend to speak in raised tones, and to help bring balance, we can speak in some really soft tones. And then the opposite is true for the parasympathetic nervous system. There's often struggles with speaking. There can even be like selective mutism. And so using the voice when there's any kind of parasympathetic nervous system dysregulation is crucial, because it can actually signify, it can actually communicate directly to these parts. It can tell the body and the brain, hey, we're safe, even though it doesn't feel that way, you know? Basically, when the sympathetic nervous system is dysregulated, the whole brain and body feel on guard, feel like nothing is safe. And then when the parasympathetic nervous system is dysregulated, it's much more of a feeling of just being really small and not able to engage in the world around you. And so to kind of, analyze how these dysregulated nervous systems affect our life experience, and learn how to bring balance to those experiences by balancing out, the messages coming from our nervous system. That's a really important way of reclaiming our power. It's the same with like general messages. If the sympathetic nervous system is dysregulated and the protector parts feel the need to be like on guard and, on hand and stuff, then nurturing our inner child can help bring balance. And when the parasympathetic nervous system is dysregulated and child parts might be present, there might be some age regression, some just feeling very timid and kind of just depressed and just kind of wanting to stay, then having some kind of exertion of confidence can be very helpful. And this doesn't have to be like, you don't have to mentally feel confident. It's much more about the body posture at that point, because we can directly tell our brains, hey, we're fine, and it's not going to believe us. Everything's happening within the subconscious. But if we change our physical posture, the way in which we're speaking, using our voice, or the tone of, vibration, vocal vibrations here, that can all be direct communication to these parts of consciousness that are triggered and present and causing, chaos in the ability to function in day-to-day life. And so, to one extent, it's important to follow our urges and impulses and honor what the subconscious is communicating. But then once we've been doing that for a while, once we start to kind of gain this consistent mindful awareness of things, then we can start to use all these different tools that we've gained through our mindful observations and awareness, you know, through the observations and notes we've kind of mentally taken or physically taken, and then also the ability to be mindful. It's a skill, you know, it's a skill that you learn and you work on and you improve, and you deepen your ability to utilize that skill on a consistent basis. Once that's happened, that's when we can start to redirect the impulses. And so when I notice that I feel an impulse because a certain part is present and I'm blending, I can do the opposite, and that can help me unblend from that part. So it's really exciting stuff, and I'm really looking forward to sharing all these amazing tools that I've learned on my healing journey. Hello, brave, beautiful warrior soul friends. This is just a little sneak peek into some of the topics that we address on Patreon at patreon.com/Kristin Chronicles. Patreon is my full-time job right now, so I take it very seriously, and every day I'm working to create high-quality content that can aid you and your healing journey, while I focus on my own personal recovery as well. We dive into topics like working with parts, using the language of parts, using Janina Fisher's multi-conscious parts approach, identifying parts, as well as learning to balance and manage and regulate our dysregulated autonomic nervous system. Lots of coping tips, tricks, and tools, lots of healing journey endeavors, lots of meditations and coping resources, and raw and real processing, transforming trauma. There's all sorts of things on patreon.com/Kristin Chronicles. You are not going to want to miss out. We've been creating content since 2017 for Patreon, and as we go into 2019, we have a more clear vision of what we're doing with this Patreon platform, and it is truly, truly incredible. We are very, very excited. At patreon.com/Kristin Chronicles, we, oh yeah, this is Ocean. Hi there. Hi there, friends. Hi there, friends. Yeah, hi there. At patreon.com/Kristin Chronicles, we produce high quality content that can help your healing journey. Yeah. We do lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of different stuff. We just wanted to personally invite you to join our Patreon platform at patreon.com/Kristin Chronicles so we can share this healing journey together.